What's the number one thing in life that holds people back, that stops them before they even get started? You know, a lot of people will say it's their fear of failure. But let's just stop for a minute and understand what fear of failure actually is. I mean, what are we afraid of? What are we scared of? When we stop and think about it logically, if it doesn't work out, so what? So we try it and it doesn't work out. Big deal. What's the problem? You know, there's a big difference between failing and failure. Failing is when we attempt something and it doesn't work first time. Failure is how we see ourselves. It's actually a part of our identity. The truth is that failing doesn't make you a failure unless you decide it does. We, as human beings, we inject that meaning. We're the ones who decide whether we are a failure. We do so when we judge ourselves, but we don't have to judge ourselves that way. We could leave failing as failing and not therefore view ourselves as a failure. It's actually more accurate to say that our fear of failure is our fear of viewing ourselves as a failure. I mean, imagine if we believed that whenever we fail, we become a failure. Imagine if in failing, we confirm our very worst fears that we are a failure. The chances are we're unlikely to take that risk. We're unlikely to put ourselves in a situation where we might view ourselves that way. But it doesn't have to be that way. It's a choice. We've got to remember that we've got the choice. World-class people fail far more than the rest of us. But to them, failing isn't wrong. In fact, it's good. It's really healthy. Because when they fail, it means they're pushing themselves. It means they're improving. It means they give themselves a chance to learn and get better. So from their point of view, failing is great. I worked with an athlete once who said, if I'm not failing, I'm worried because it means I'm not pushing hard enough. And if I'm not pushing hard enough, I'm not going to get any better. So it's up to us how we view failure. We could view failure in the same way as singer-songwriter Passenger does. He says, the only failure is never to try. It's never to try.